It's time to play Fuck, Marry, Kill here on the OSMcast. Welcome to the OSMcast. I'm John.
I'm Basil.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Abby.
So Basil, you turned us around in our punctuation last time we did one of these. Where I was doing like the question mark, upward inflection, and everything. But I feel like if Genocyber is getting the exclamation mark, Crying Freeman goddamn well is getting the exclamation mark.
Yes, it is.
This is way better than Genocyber. Yeah.
Yes, much more watchable than Genocyber was.
Well, this is. Well, the problem is that we've already set the stage of the question mark OSMcast. They could be The Wind Rises, which, as a Ghibli movie, it's trash. As a general anime movie, it's great. But as a Ghibli, as a Miyazaki thing, like, I'm really glad that he has decided to do A Boy in His Hair, and I'm really hoping that one's good, because boy, did The Wind Rises just land with a big old thud for myself. And I know Kevin as well.
The Wind Rises the one with Anno?
Yeah.
Yes.
As the protagonist?
Now, I can't really fault Hideki Anno as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Strangely, surprisingly good.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I've got more issues with the ahistoricity of the film. It's not a good biopic.
No.
But on the other end of the spectrum, it's Idate My Santa.
Yeah.
And if you're going to ask me, do I want to watch Genocyber? It's Idate My Santa. I'm going to tell you it's Genocyber every time. But Idate Santa just wishes it could even have like an ounce of what Crying Freeman brings to the table.
Basil, I've got real bad news for you. There's a second OVA of Itadate My Santa.
Oh no!
The second one.
We just know that's out there waiting one day.
one day very soon, because the holidays are coming, my friends.
Oh no!
You'll rise once again to torment.
Oh great, Ken Akamatsu back at it again. Oh.
That's right. It's bad. If you thought the first one was bad, this one is worse. I promise you that.
Why couldn't Ryoichi Ikegami draw a manga about somebody assassinating Ken Akamatsu in the Diet? Because that's totally could be a thing. That's totally up his alley. But
that would be dope. I would read that.
So anyway, guys, we're doing Crying Freeman. Just so everyone knows, we're recording this in mid-October by the time this comes out.
Hey folks, Basil here. Just to let you know, when John says October, what he actually means is not October of 2024, which is the year we're releasing this episode. No, he's referring to October of 2023. A year ago and some change, as by the time this comes out, it'll be a Thanksgiving Day special, and what best symbolizes togetherness and family and unwanted murder of people that probably shouldn't be murdered, or maybe people that should be murdered, in the case of Crying Freeman, as Crying Freeman. Anyways, Discotheque the release, it's out. I'm sure it's great. The manga's still good. Anyways, back to the show.
I think Blu-ray will still be on pre-order at Crunchyroll for 25% off. You can get it for $30.
Yeah.
Pretty good for all six.
You can see it in HD, unlike us.
Yeah, we watched it in the crappy quality.
That's right. Watched it on DVD.
Says you, I am here as the resident manga snob, because I already owned all 5 volumes, but it more or less covers mostly the same material.
I skimmed the manga a little bit, just to remind myself, and the anime doesn't quite get to the end of the manga, unfortunately. The manga actually kind of has an ending. So,
just a reminder, folks, while you're here, make sure to check out our Patreon and our Discord. If you contribute enough money to our Patreon, I think there's some level where you can get Kevin to watch a hentai.
Oh, I'll watch a hentai for free.
It's a money level where we make so much money a month. Once we start doing that, then hentai can be added in as a review option. But you can spend $20 a month for 3 months and make Kevin eat something.
Yeah. No, Basil's the one holding me back from reviewing hentai, so that's except, well, here we are doing Crying Freeman.
Yeah, which definitely has a lot of pornographic scenes. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have looked at the outline. But one of the point of discussions I wanted to go over is Crying Freeman hentai.
The answer is no, but we'll get to it.
Yeah, before we get to that, let's just do a brief overview. Crying Freeman, the manga came first, I believe. It was written by Kazuo Koike and illustrated by Ryoichi Ikegami. The anime OVAs, the first 3 were directed by Daisuke Nishiro, and the latter 3 by Shigeyasu Yamauchi. The dub was... There are
a couple of dubs.
Yeah, there are 2 dubs. One was done by Manga Entertainment. The other one was done by Streamline for the first 5. And then ADV Films released the last OVA. Yeah. However, they did bring back the actors who played Freeman and Fuchinran.
It's a Streamline Pictures dub is that one.
Yeah.
Good old Carl Masick. May he burn in hell forever. But, we love him.
The thing is, we can discuss Masick and his problematic approaches to Robotech and all this other stuff, but Streamline Pictures dubs were pretty fucking good for their time.
Yeah, actually, you got Barbara Rita Repulsion Goodson is in there as Baya-san and in her almighty giantness.
Barbara Goodson is one of my favorites as just people.
Yeah,
she's an awesome human being. I've met her once, I think, but just really cool. I like her a lot.
It is one of those weird things, though, when you're watching and I'm like, I know all these people from Robotech. These people from Robotech. I kind of don't hate it, but these voices are very familiar to me.
Those dubs are stacked. Tony Oliver, Cam Clark.
Yeah.
Wendy Lee is here in Crying Freeman a couple of times, I think.
Of course.
That's a different kind of performance from what we're used to from her. As she portrays a character that I believe Abby on the Discord characterized as the horniest person she has ever encountered in fiction or in real life.
Yeah. She carried that episode for me, so you know what? Did a good job.
And that's not the wildest thing that happens during that story arc.
No, it's not.
Crying Freeman it's a lot. I in fact was kind of describing this podcast and me having to get through those last couple episodes to my mother earlier in the week. And, just attempting to loosely explain Crying Freeman, I just ended up going, it's just a lot. It's a lot. I need to be in a right mood for it, and I'm having a hard time finding that mood. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It is peak Kazuo Koike and Ryoichi Ikegami. As the kids say, it's peak.
Not mid at all.
Not mid.
So I kind of wanted to get your guys' first experience with this show because while you guys are thinking about that, I have a fun story to tell. I first saw Crying Freeman when I was 12.
Oh.
my best friend from elementary school, I changed schools midway through fourth grade year, went to a Christian school for half a semester. That was a whole thing. And then switched schools to the city school. But anyway, I bring it up because like I saw it when I was like 12 or maybe 13, prepubescent or early pubescent. I remember like the boobs and stuff were blurred out, but everything else was like still there. And I was at my elementary best friend's house, and they had satellite TV. And I'm not talking about direct TV or Dish Network, one of those little tiny satellite dishes that people have on like the on the corner of one of their houses or something, or as one of my friends in college did, in a concrete bucket outside of his dorm window. I think he had like some way of getting it for free, because that particular friend, despite being like a pre-seminary major, stole every form of digital media he could in any way possible. Anyway, shout outs to Nathan. Yeah, I saw it when I was very young. It stuck with me. It probably explains a few things. But we watched on this giant ass fucking satellite dish. And I don't even remember the name of the network. But somehow my friend had, anime on satellite, and we watched Crying Freeman one time. So what about you guys?
Oh, I have a hard time remembering, but I feel very confident in saying I probably rented it from Suncoast Video sometime in my middle school years, along with a lot of other anime that was probably not 100% appropriate for my age, and a bunch that probably honestly was, but still. So I don't think I've actually. I know I hadn't seen the very last episode before this, the walkthrough I did for this podcast. Like, I know that for sure. I can't remember if I had seen the 5th episode or not, which you'd think you'd remember that. But I'm not quite sure. I know I had not definitely seen the whole series. Although I have read the manga at some point in between here and there.
I am positive that I initially heard about this through Kevin because our high school years together was him showing me his wall of VHS tapes and just more or less curating my journeys into the wonders of Japanese animation that way. But I don't know if we ever watched Crying Freeman or Kevin just talked about it. The first time I really experienced it for reals was probably around 2006, 2007. It was around the AWAs of that time where one of my friends, he was cosplaying as Crying Freeman. This was the same year that people decided, someone asked, man, I want to make someone a fruit hat. And I went, yeah, okay, sure, I'll wear one. And then they made a fruit hat, which was just a big straw hat with fruit in it. And they handed it to me. I put it on. We took pictures, and we all had fun. And around that same time, AWO, like Gerald did a review of Crying Freeman, the manga, because that recently Dark Horse had reprinted the manga in 5 volumes, which is the version that you can usually find today. You can't really, I mean, you can buy it physically if you like look around, but they do sell the ebooks like on Kindle and stuff for like $7 or $8 a volume. So you can still buy the manga in some form or fashion even now. And I bought the 5 volumes back then. And so that's how I really got into Freeman. I never really watched the anime, so when I'm talking about it, I'll just be talking about the manga. But don't worry, it's more or less the same thing.
I weirdly haven't seen this till this year, but I was also younger than all of you, so I was not at the age where my parents would have ever let me watch something like that. I watched an episode of Rama where the Haposai stole some girl's underwear, and ever since then, my family actually paid attention to the anime that I tried to watch. Because they obviously did not like that. I was like, I think 7, 8 years old.
Me, also this renting from Suncoast in middle school is when I saw Overfiend. So maybe my parents should have been paying more attention to the anime I was renting.
Yeah, but I weirdly didn't see the first 2 episodes until now, because when I watched it on another server with other friends that were watching it, and they were watching the 3rd and 4th episode. And I was like, will I be confused if I watch this? And they're like, this is so weird that it doesn't matter. You can just watch it from there. And they were right. Even me watching it again, I was like, I mean, I do have more context, but it didn't really make it more or less enjoyable that I didn't know what was going on before that.
So another thing, we briefly mentioned this in the open, I want to discuss is Crying Freeman a hentai?
It is not.
Not
It is
really.
It is adult erotica because they don't draw the dick.
You are absolutely correct. There is no visible penetration, I should say.
Yes.
Like, no, this is adult erotica. They don't like it. It's classy. That's what I'm saying. This is designed to be something that you can watch when you're 12. It's something that you can read on the bus, or on the train going to work as a salaryman, and not have to worry about it, because clearly there's nothing offensive about what happens in Crying Freeman at all.
Right.
Not at all. I would say it's not just because usually hentai is like porn, any other porn is like the surrounding thing is the sex. Well, I feel like the sex does matter in this, but you can tell it's just a fan service thing. Like it's just,
and there is a lot of it. Like, don't get me wrong. It's classy, but there's a lot of it, and that classy may or may not be in quotation marks. I'm not here to argue that part.
I mean, it's a bit of a step up from Golgo 13, just impassionately stone-faced, not even looking like he's enjoying the sex, but it's not full-on hentai either.
Yeah, there was only like that.
Golgo 13 walked to an appropriate sniping perch and shot people in the head so that Crying Freeman could run, do flips, and kill people with his feet knives. So,
yeah, I'd say only like a couple of them were really bad. The one that was mainly bad was like I think it was the 4th episode, like right at the beginning.
Yes, there's a depiction of sexual assault that takes place.
Yes, that was really the only one that I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's literally right in the beginning.
Yes.
And it's quote unquote important in that it kind of sets up this revenge plot, but it's pretty gross.
Yep.
I mean, there's some questionable consent in other parts of the series, but
for sure.
But it's a little different.
It's also in the last one, a gun gets involved somewhere.
Yes.
And I'm not sure how involved the gun gets, but you think for a second, like, whoa, hang on now.
Yeah, I thought honestly he was gonna kill her. To be honest.
Yeah, it's like he only blew one load.
Oh man.
So I do feel that we should also explain just a little bit before really getting to spoilers, just the general context of the show, where it is like, I know, and Doc, your question is Crying Freeman a spy show? I would not say it's a spy show. I would say it is a show about assassins.
Yeah.
I use spy as shorthand here because, like, think James Bond. Like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. It is kind of like a James Bond.
It's a little less like government agencies working against each other, and more like the mafias of different countries working against each other.
Yeah,
I'm thinking this is more. I'm thinking this is more like John Wick, only if they did acid.
It's got like the globe hopping element. It's got the international intrigue, the exotic locales, the beautiful women from various places in the world. It's
I feel like it's James Bond and The Godfather like combined into one thing, pretty much. It's like the vibes it gives me.
Yeah, that's why I use it as shorthand, because it's like he fucks pretty much every woman he meets.
Yep.
Even though he's happily married. By the time that we get to the second episode,
he has a very large family.
He has a very large
He's
family.
a very polyamorous man.
The manga's a little more explicit about the polyamorous part as well, but
Yeah, they didn't really mention that except in like the third and fourth episode, I think. They kind of touch on the fact that they're in a polyamorous relationship.
Well,
Yeah.
this is also Kazuo Koike,
yeah.
and there comes to be a point where you realize that, not unlike Bleach, he decided that what he was writing was not the story he actually wanted to tell. He decides to pivot, but doesn't really tell you he's deciding to pivot. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that later. But
I
yeah,
actually
this is
think the most interesting bit of trivia that I found randomly is that the 108 Dragons, who are our protagonist mafia family, as you would, if you will, were antagonists in another story he wrote called Duet. And when he wrote it, he thought he was making them up. Then he finds out it's a real mafia gang in China. And some guys from the gang apparently said, "Hey, could you maybe write a story where we look a little better, man? And like bought him a nice designer watch."
Well, there you go.
There's some implications there.
Yeah.
And I don't blame the guy for being like, you know what?
Okay, like
sure.
I don't want to die or get attacked, so yes, I'll do that.
Like we're all
Yeah,
this is
fans
a really
here.
nice watch.
We're all fans of. We're all fans, big fans. We just like
Yeah.
to, see us a little more positively portrayed. Love your work.
Love your work, but
no, this is a show or a book or whatever about assassins doing assassin stuff and losing all their clothes along the way.
Very
immediately.
often. Yes.
Immediately.
And so many tattoos. So
Yes,
many
a lot of
tattoos. I mean, everybody's got a cool ass tattoo. It feels like there comes a point where it's like just really unexpected people have boss ass tattoos.
I feel like part of the reason the tattoos are in there were like not just because Japan with the yakuza, but also because it kind of gave them an excuse for people to be naked a lot of the time.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, see, I'm this gang member. Look, I have this tattoo," and it always happens to be around their chest. It's always almost in an area where they have to take their turfs off.
Yes.
Yeah, these are full body tattoos. Think Yakuza / Like a Dragon, but with more fucking.
Yes. I mean, that is accurate to Japanese traditional tattoos. Usually, Japanese traditional style tattoos are meant to be bodysuits, essentially.
They're meant to not show under like a regular suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like your traditional Yakuza tattoos,
Yeah.
which I'm given to understand is not remotely as common a thing anymore.
No, they're not really, no.
Sadly, the kids don't respect their elders and what they did, what they stood for. But don't hurt us, Yakuza of Japan. We know you listen to the show. Big fans, guys.
Yeah.
We love you, Yakuza.
Get more full body tattoos.
I'm gonna have to speak with my lawyer before I make any comments here. All right, so for the spoiler discussion, I kind of wanted to break this up into 2 parts to make this a little bit easier.
I still feel like we've somehow managed to avoid explaining the basic premise. I mean, part of me thinks it's funny if you just try to piece it together from what we're rambling about, but
it's cool ass assassins doing cool ass assassins things, and a lot of times that might involve swords and sharks' heads. It could have pro wrestlers using pro wrestler moves for bad intentions. You might have to fight a clone or someone who's been turned into a body double of you. Like, there are just all sorts of things that could happen in this show. It is wilder than you think you're going to see going in, no matter how we explain it to you. So don't worry about it. This is super power, like Salaryman power fantasy. This is rated, A for adult material. This is not for kids. It's a wild time.
And we're back. Okay. We've given a little bit of the general premise. So we start out with a very normal interaction. As many of these, mafia type stories begin, our story starts with a woman witnessing an assassination. She starts off narrating the fact that, she's writing in her diary. She's like, I just turned 29 and I'm not going to live to see 30. And the reason for that is I saw somebody get whacked. I saw them. I saw their face in broad daylight. They were crying for some reason, but I saw them. And they gave me their first name, which for sure means he's coming back to fucking kill me. Which I guess I'm okay with dying, but I really don't want to die as a virgin.
Yeah.
He was so dreamy. XOXOXO.
Yeah, that was funny that the thing that she thought of was like, oh, I'm fine with dying, but I really don't want to be a virgin. Which was like, that's the thought you had for death?
Yeah.
Look, her dad was really big into shady stuff, and he was kind of important, so no one would talk to her. So now that she is alone, about to be in her 30s, everyone has written her off. So she doesn't know how to go out or meet people or anything. Yeah. All she can do is lament her life in her decrepit old house, now just waiting to be killed by the guy who shot people. Were his guns in this also coated in plastic explosives? So that way he can destroy the evidence?
Yes.
But props for having a main love interest who's over 25.
Yes.
And honestly, it's a legitimately pleasant character design. I really like how Emu looks a lot.
Yeah, she's very... That was the thing that surprised me, was I wasn't surprised when they explained, oh yeah, my dad basically wouldn't let anyone get near me. But I feel like it's a very Japanese thing to be I'm 29, it's hard for me to find somebody, especially when she looks that pretty. I saw her and I was like, she's gorgeous. If I saw her easily, I could get her with anybody. It would not be difficult.
So they meet again as he's doing another hit. And then I forget why or how, but she ends up telling the police his first name.
She just randomly says it, out loud. I don't know why she thought that was a good idea, but
because she just watched him wreck some dudes.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh shit, that was Yo. And then immediately police oh shoot, she said a name.
That's why I wouldn't say anything. I'm like, oh no, now the cops know I know something. Even though she didn't know much, they're still gonna bother her, which they did.
Yeah. And to make matters worse, the police leaked her name so that they would depend on her, or she would depend on them for protection. Which she's like, you know what? Nah, fuck you guys, I'm going home. I'm going home and I'm going to go get killed by this dude. But first, I'm going to ask him to rail me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty much her condition. She's like, look.
My own assassination with blackjacks and lots of sex.
That's right.
It's I won't scream. You just got to have sex with me, and then you can kill me after. That's all I want.
So, as promised, he shows up in her home, even though, there's cops outside, there's other gang members outside. Freeman has beat them all to the punch. And she's like, okay, before you scream, she's like, I could scream. And then, what would you do? He's like, well, I'd probably end up dying because there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, instead of that, how about this? Go read my journal. And then he's like, okay, whatever. So he goes and reads the journal. And she's like, all of that is true. Everything that I wrote in that journal is true. I would very much like for you to fuck me before you kill me.
And wear her very expensive wedding dress, traditional Japanese wedding dress, before they have sex.
Yes, because traditional values are very important in this situation. So he obliges her. They have sex. And then, one of the aforementioned other gang members sends their killer in and ends up getting killed by Freeman.
Because he's in love.
Yep, he's now in love.
Yeah, he too was a virgin. It's worth mentioning. He was a virgin.
He was in virgin
Kind of. we find out later that's his definition of that might be kind of loose, but
Loose, get it. Anyway,
But feelings are caught.
feelings are caught immediately by the world's greatest assassin, this Crying Freeman.
Because he cries every time he kills somebody.
Yes, because he was hypnotized too.
Yes.
Isn't it weird how the whole hypnosis plot almost immediately ceases to matter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I noticed that. Like after the first two.
You find out pretty quickly after this that actually Yo was this really good sculptor. He made really fancy clay pots and wore this kimono of hands. And then he was abducted and trained to become the world's greatest assassin because he looked so hot. And he got through it all, and while he is now forever hypnotized to become the world's greatest assassin, still deep in his soul he knows that killing is wrong, and so he expresses that by crying after every kill.
But, the rest of his face is like, stone cold.
Yep. Very stoic.
No trace of emotion. And then he got the cool tears pouring down his face. That's how you know he's got a sensitive side.
And so you're like, oh, so this is going to be him fighting to become free, to break these bonds, to become a free man. That's why his code name is Freeman. Then pretty later on, he decides actually to really be a Freeman, I should be the leader of the 108 Dragons. That sounds way more fun and cool and badass and sexy. Yep. And that's clearly Kazuo Koike like, actually, this is going to be way more fun to write. Let's do this instead.
Yep.
Yeah. He basically takes on all these gangsters. She gets shot in the process. They drop her off at a police hospital, and he's like, okay, when you get out, come to my pottery. Everybody knows me. Here, this is my full name. Come find me. And she does. Almost immediately after she gets there, they have just enough time to prepare for the cops and the other gangsters to show up at his door looking for him and her. They kill all but the lead cop and the lead gangster, and he stabs them in the chest in such a way that if he pulls out the knife, they will bleed to death. If they leave it in, they can potentially get help and survive. And he basically says, okay, here's what's going to happen. Me and this woman are going to leave and disappear from this place forever. You're to say that we are dead and to never speak of anything that you see here and leave us alone forever. If you don't, I'll pull out the knives and you die. And they kind of test him on it, and he pulls out the knives, and then, there's this whole thing, and they're like, okay, fine, fuck it, we don't want to die. And blows up the pottery, blows up the whole fucking thing. They get on a submarine that just happens to be there, this badass dragon submarine. And they go on their merry way, and that's the end of the first OVA.
Also, they were naked when they left. They had to get naked.
Yeah.
Everyone gets naked. Everyone.
I feel like if you're listening to this at home and you're wondering what clothes they're wearing, there's a very strong possibility that they're just bare ass naked. Fighting, naked. Running for their lives, naked. They're just naked all the time for little to no reason.
I have to also mention that she was wearing the Japanese wedding dress. Yes. And then when she got naked, to get naked, she just ripped it off and threw it into the ocean. And they do mention later on in another episode, they mention that wedding dress again. And it kind of irked me because she just threw it in the ocean.
Oops.
Look, she was throwing away her old life so that she can now become the tiger to his dragon.
Get her own boss ass tattoo.
Yes. Honestly, I like her tattoos better.
As she's getting trained for things, and we've also have y'all met the wife of the current at this point leader of the 108 Dragons?
The granny?
Yeah.
Yes, we have met the granny.
Yeah,
who also never wears clothes.
Yes, and also has her own tiger tattoo.
Yes, she does. I love the granny. She's badass.
Yeah, she
I
is
mean,
badass.
I would get drunk with the granny.
Everyone gets naked. Everyone has tattoos.
Yep.
So in the beginning of the second episode, they, have a wedding ceremony. They have their names changed from their Japanese names to. I will go with the dub pronunciation, which is funny.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
not spelled this way, but they go with Ron Tyon, but it's LON or LONG depending on which
Yeah.
translation you look at, and Fuchin Ron.
But it's just funnier when people are like, Ron.
Yeah, this is my buddy Ron, which I'm thinking now of Nick Offerman
Yeah.
from Parks and Rec.
It's
playing
Ron.
Crying Freeman.
Ron.
Yeah, Ron Swanson.
He has a card that says he knows more than you.
That would be such a fucking great skit. Just think about that, Nick Offerman, when you're listening to this podcast, because I know you do. Think about doing a Crying Freeman. Frying Freeman might also be a
Freeman.
Ron Swanson thing.
I mean, Mark Dacascos is a pretty good live action Freeman, but yeah, get me Nick Offerman. Oh, there is a live action film that mostly covers those exact same events of the first OAV, shockingly closely, except for a bit of the story takes place in Canada.
Oh,
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's people. There's like Emu's mixed race, and Mark Dacascos is part Japanese in real life, but is also supposed to be mixed race. But I believe I believe him as a former sculptor way more because he actually has a bit of monologue about clay.
So after they are married and have their names changed, the two leaders of the 108 Dragon declare that our buddy Ron and his wife Fu are going to be the new leaders. They're going to be the successors. They go through this whole thing where they meet like all the heads of the 108 Dragons, who are referred to as like the planets that revolve around them as the sun. And as they go around, they're hugging. All the old men give Freeman like 2 back taps. I think 3 is what you should be going for in those situations. I think that's the usual bro code is 3 pat. And then one of them attempts to bite him with very pointy teeth. That person is immediately killed and revealed to be wearing a mask. An assassin is in their midst.
And there's a mole in the organization.
Yes. And I'm sorry, I skipped over an important point. As they're being initiated as leaders, Granny mentions that there are like 2 big requirements. One, you have to have the full body tattoo. Granny is explaining this to Fu Chinran. Number 2, you have to be made sterile. There can be no blood inheritance of, the 108 Dragon. Turns out there's a reason for this.
Yeah.
Because the party responsible for this assassination attempt is trying to install the former leaders, Granny and Grandpa their granddaughter as the leader. Bea-san, I believe is how they pronounce it in the dub.
Yeah. It was this amazingly giant woman.
Yes.
She is badass. I love her. She's one of my favorites.
I do too. Although she kind of has the emotional stability of a small child.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
But she's also like 8 feet tall and like built like a brick shit house.
Yeah, she is a huge woman. I'm thinking of Deuce Bigelow. There's a line in there that comes to mind. Anyway, yeah, and she's been forced to live on this island because basically she's not supposed to even exist. Like her parents were, her father I think was born in secrecy, and she was also similarly banished because they literally can't exist. They shouldn't even be alive. So for her protection, she's been on this island for her whole life. and she decides to challenge Freeman for leadership of the 108 Dragons. And as Kevin points out, she does have kind of the emotional stability or instability of a child. And it's later revealed that one of the other members of that inner circle, because our buddy Ron, Crying Freeman, is of Japanese descent, and one of them lost their family to the Japanese in World War II and had very strong anti-Japanese feelings, and they threw out a slur there.
Like, oh, we should have remembered that. That's even a line in there, I think.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we should have remembered that your family was killed in World War II.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, my bad, sorry. But now we have to kill you. I hope you understand. This is standard procedure. It's nothing personal, but yeah. And yeah, like on a dime, Baesan turns into, oh, I love my big brother and big sister.
He's like their number one fangirl now.
Yeah, I think the thing was that I don't think they did it very well, but I think what they were trying to do was Baesan was like, I just don't want to be stuck here anymore. I want to be a part of the family. And I think that's why she kind of just calmed down when they were like, okay, you can be a part of the family. Just join our side and don't try to take over.
And to be fair, she's pretty much 100% undying loyalty after that point. She is 100% on the team.
Yeah, Freeman's like, you know what? Come on, join the family. And then she's shaking her giant tits at Freeman and Fu Chenron.
Yeah, there was like that scene of them in the bath that was very weird.
It's very weird.
Very weird. Like she just kind of licks her nipple.
Yeah.
She really likes them. She really likes. Like she ships our main our leads just so much.
Yeah.
See, now if this was a hentai, she would have had a threesome with them 100%.
It's my headcanon that she probably has.
The manga is a little vague on that point, but sort of implies they do. It's vague. It's very vague, I have to say.
Yeah.
But
yeah, because that scene entirely, I was like, they seem to be like they're into it. They don't seem like they're unhappy that she's doing this. So I was like, nope, they definitely are gonna have if they haven't already, they're gonna have a threesome.
Yeah.
Whether or not we see it.
They're just kind of cool with that. I don't know.
Yep.
It's Moose seems fairly chill with Freeman sharing him being involved with other women.
We love a bisexual queen.
Yeah.
He was trained from early on because they chose him partially because he is the most attractive man in the world, apparently. So they know that no matter who he fights, in fact, there's even a line where I think the detective's like, I don't know who this guy is. These guys he looks too attractive. You can't. There's nothing to make him make him stand out or anything. But also the ladies can't get enough of them. Like when he got his tattoos, and the lady was supposed to kill him with while he was getting tattoos, and decided she's like, I can't do it. His skin is just the perfect canvas for my tattoos, and said I will give him a blowjob because that is clearly if you don't kill him, I guess is what you do. I don't know.
Yep.
Well, them's the rules. Them's assassins' rules.
Yeah.
He also learns, I guess, how to tattoo himself because he does that to his wife.
Yeah.
He literally tattoos her.
He also learns to eat and pour tea with his feet. Because this is also when we transition. He no longer uses, guns that are coated in C4. He now kills everybody with knives. Usually the knives are coming out of being held by his feet.
Yes.
Because that's a sensible way to kill people. That's but I guess sensible ways to kill people are not really anybody's purview in this series.
No.
Just about everybody has a gimmick. Whether it's good gimmick is highly debatable.
Yes.
Oh man. Is it episode 2 with the lady who's not black?
Yes, I think so.
I'll tell you.
Because I'm like mildly obsessed with that lady. Like
she kind of commits blackface.
Like she's
Very
24/7
strange.
blackface.
Yes.
Except when she goes to kill Freeman, and then she
Yes.
washes off like all her body paint,
Yes.
which is literally the hardest way to do that. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
she is committed to 24/7 blackface the rest of the time, so
Yeah.
she can go back to being a white woman just for the briefest amount of time to do an assassination mission.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yes.
Which is also right before the next episode where we actually get legitimate black people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and her name, ugh. She gets 2 names and they're both awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, we're not saying Crying Freeman is a pinnacle of diversity and equal rights and sensitivity to the plight of others and unfortunate implications to the history of people involved in unpleasant things.
Yeah, it's well over 30 years old. There are definitely some problematic elements.
Problems aside, I like Bugnug. She is kind of awesome.
Yeah, I do like her a
this
lot.
manga.
She gets to do more in the manga than the anime, but she is kind of awesome because she's a big black lady with a crazy African throwing knife with all the little extra points coming out of the bits. I've seen about 6 different names for that kind of knife, so I'm not sure what is correct.
Yeah, I love how she's very in control of herself, very in control of her sexuality. That I really like that they did.
And they bring her in with this terrorist African organization. And the connection starts when they hijack a plane that Freeman and Bayasan are on. Which just seems like the worst idea.
I love how zero fucks either of them give about the terrorists hijacking the plane.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, he laughs at one point. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty stupid that you're hijacking an assassin's plane.
It's like, you're not ahead here. We're just deciding when we're going to kill you. You're amusing us so far.
Yeah.
Oh, I just realized we totally forgot about Crying Freeman's friend that ends up getting killed.
Oh yeah. His partner for most of the first 2 episodes.
It's sort of his handler / buddy.
Yeah. He walks in with a gun every once in a while, just at the right moment.
Yeah, they say that he's the one person that Freeman trusts, with his life essentially, and he gets killed by the blackface lady.
Yeah.
He trusts me with my life, and my life got ended.
Yeah. Blackface lady also had a metal vest that could electrocute people, but
okay, neither one was bothered by the fact that when she landed in the water, the electricity didn't do anything until Freeman's knife touched it, and I was like, wouldn't that have just gone off? In the water.
That's your breaking point with this. That's
our breaking.
That's the moment you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem realistic.
Knives, and it's and a guy can just melt people's brains with Buddhist chants, but electric corset that doesn't kill you in the water, that's where I draw the line, Basil.
Well, the whole time I was like, oh my god, if he falls in the water, they're both gonna die. So then when that happened, I was like, oh, I guess he's fine. And she didn't even die from the electricity. I partially was laughing that, her own plan is gonna kill her. And it didn't.
Yeah.
That's why it bothered me.
But still, it's every week a new terrorist or mafia organization and a new random hot chick who may or may not show up again in later episodes.
Yep. Oh yeah, she was he kills her essentially. She's about to die.
Yeah.
She's like, listen, can we bang before? Can
And
we
I'm sorry,
make
I'm
out?
actually married. I can only limit it to making out with you for a little bit.
All right, we'll make out.
He hadn't had the open relationship discussion yet, I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably not. That was probably what I feel like. That's what made him have that discussion. He's like, I wanted to, but I didn't. Cause we didn't talk about it yet. And
Look,
she was
for
like, you know what? I respect
reasons,
that.
honey, I sometimes have to bang chicks. I mean, I know anyone else that would sound crazy, but you know what my life is like.
Yeah, you know what my job is.
He's like, listen, honey, this happened at work today. I just slit this girl's wrist, and she asked me to kiss her. So I'm just letting you know what happened. And maybe we can have a dialogue about what I should do going forward here, because I feel like these situations are going to come up.
Yes, quite often.
I choose to headcanon that they have a very...
They do bring up that, this is the case of they are the dragon and the tiger. While they will constantly be together, there are many times where they must stand apart. Like, for example, when she got kidnapped and, you're going to use me as a hostage. In that case, I'm going to just jump out this window. And it was fine. Apparently, they had a cushion there for her that I guess Freeman thought of ahead of time. And they're like, oh, yes, now you truly know they can't mess with you because you would rather, off yourself than give me up. Yeah. Now they'll never bother you because there's no point to it. It's a thing. Like they are two powerful figures that have to, by necessity, move independently, and then many times they'll still be together. And that is their marriage. That is their love. It is not like anyone else's love, which also, I guess, gives Freeman the chance to do whatever he wants. And she's like, yeah, you're coming back.
Yeah, that's how the third episode starts, is with her being tested by being fake kidnapped, unbeknownst to her, when she decides to jump out the window, being like, fuck it, I'd rather die than talk. There's going to be a pad waiting for her, and then her husband comes out with the supposed kidnapper, and is like, yeah, everybody's really impressed. You did great, honey.
You passed the test.
Although she does kind of go from like total non-action girl to, actually kind of badass.
Yeah, she does. She's very badass.
Even fairly off pretty much, okay, I guess I'm in the mafia now, is kind of has some fairly sharp thinking and planning.
Yeah.
Even before she starts to actually, become tough.
Yeah. So yeah, after that, Freeman goes off to do business, gets his plane hijacked. They come back and they're like, okay, there's this African terrorist group that's fucking with us. We need to go after them. And he's talking to like the council members. They're like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're the 108 Dragons. We don't punch down. We're just gonna wait because there's nothing they can do to us. There's absolutely nothing that they can do to us, and nothing will possibly go wrong.
No.
And then, literally 8 seconds later, an assassin with a machine gun shows up, and every single council member jumps in front of the gun to save Freeman. And then, after they're all dead, the old man's like, well, you're the leader now, buddy.
All right, I guess.
You wanted to go after him. There's nobody that... We used to be a democracy until 8 seconds ago. Now everyone's dead. So...
But you'll have to fight their 3 leaders, each with their own weird gimmick weapon.
That's right. This episode does have... Is this the one where... No, it's the next one where Fuchinran gets the Muramasa, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's that.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really feel like going into the whole African Tusk story arc, because at this point they all kind of end up the same. It's like criminal organization fucks with Freeman / the 108 Dragons, and then Freeman goes after them and systematically kills everybody along the way and/or fucks them.
Yep.
This is no different, but this is how we meet Bugnug / Dark Eyes. She is a really cool character. They don't do nearly enough with her.
Yeah, they don't.
But, it basically ends with, she declares that she's in love with Freeman, spares him / saves him because he got really badly cut up during their fight. She's giving him a blood transfusion and basically is saying, like, okay, from now on our group's, part of the 108 Dragon.
I mean, they're essentially blood brothers if blood brothers bone.
Yeah.
I think they're like basically like almost like married. Like I think they weren't officially married, but it's like they
like at least in her eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's part of the harem.
Yeah, pretty much.
She sees herself as 1A.
Yes.
But yeah, and she's got a little bit more in the manga than in the anime, but she is a solidly reoccurring character in the manga.
Yeah, she gets a real bad turn
Yes.
in part 2, though.
Yes. Ugh.
Which, before we get into that, we'll take another break and we'll be right back.
一体これはどうしたというのでしょうか。マスクマンの代わりにリング上に登場した仮面の入れ墨男。とにかく素晴らしい竜の入れ墨です。何者なのでしょうか。プロレスラーではもちろんありません。何者なのか見当もつきませんよ。
美しい。たまらなく美しい。
Hey, we're back.
Yay.
Man, that was a long time. So yeah, Dark Eyes, Bugnug. She gets a real bad turn at the start of this. There is a scene in which she is raped. Does he break her back? Is that what happens?
Well, he ripped her vagine, pretty much.
Well, okay, so now we're dealing with Oshu Togoku, right?
Yes.
He is a professional wrestler, and in this, professional wrestlers are real because this is the anime and manga. That's
Oh yeah.
they do their actual thing. It's not pre-done at all. It's all it's an actual sport.
There is no kayfabe.
Anyway,
Yeah.
No.
Not a manga and anime.
so he uses his pro wrestling expertise to strike. It dislocates her arms and legs so that she cannot fight back, and then proceeds to be real bad.
Yes.
And rips the vajayjay, as Abby so eloquently put it, dumps her into a river where she then somehow figures out how to still be able to swim like a fish,
Yeah.
and then survives by munching on ripping apart mice and things that come near her way until Freeman's like, okay, we haven't seen from her a lot. She radios in. Freeman's like, man, the dragon sub. We're going after her.
Yeah, luckily he does find her alive somehow.
Yeah.
And she does get brought back, thankfully. She's
And,
obviously injured for a little while in the infirmary, but she ends up okay.
Yeah. Of the second set of episodes, I think this one's probably the best.
Yeah.
It has a really convoluted plot here where basically the criminal organization that Togoku is working for has this plan to take over the 108 Dragons by...
First, you don't forget that Freeman has to go in as his own masked wrestler to try and settle things in the ring with Oshu because he can't kill them if they're currently, in the ring. He still loses. They capture him, and then they decide to clearly because he's captured. Apparently, the evil group is actually a cult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a bear cult.
Oh. And now we did kind of skip the Muramasa arc, but that's okay. It stands alone, so
Yeah, it's a very weird bear cult. They want to take over the organization so they can brainwash everybody into being a part of this bear cult.
Yes, and their plot for doing this was to create a perfect double of Freeman.
who might be an actual clone or might just be a guy who's been made to look like him. It's a little unclear.
Yeah, that was unclear.
They call him a clone at some point, but I don't know. Does cloning exist? We don't know.
I didn't know whether that was literal or they just meant we found someone who looks very similar to him. We taught him his behaviors so that way he can seem like the real guy.
But he still had to watch the real Freeman fuck, so he could be perfect in every way.
Yes.
In the manga, they do specify that these are two guys they found that matches Freeman's body type.
Oh, okay. So just a guy.
They also mention they've done a thorough examination. Freeman's penis, its glands are more expressive than the average man's penis, although it is of average size. But to really understand how well Freeman fucks, especially with his wife, because she'll know, and what we glossed over is the fact that she's a badass now because they sent the Muramasa blade of fame and legend to Freeman, and this is a cursed blade that he tries to throw it away, and it just embeds into the head of a shark, and the shark leaps onto the deck of the submarine, and then dies in front of them. So they discover he in fact cannot toss the blade away, but his wife's like, well, shoot, look, this sword just wants to be a part of the family.
Yeah.
The anime does this differently.
Yeah.
Because she finds the sword. I think it was through like an art sale or something.
That does sound.
It goes a little different in the manga, or in the manga versus anime, but it's But she still finds out it's a Muramasa and that it's allegedly cursed, and
she's like, I'm going to remove the curse on this sword.
Yeah, and it's like she's unable to kill him, like with that sword.
Yeah, I almost feel like the anime wanted to remove the part where Freeman couldn't do something.
Right. And so she and Baesan go looking for this master swordsman so he can teach her the way of the blade. And they find him. It was a weird thing, a weird sequence where like some kid tries to steal the sword, and somebody grabs the sword and cuts the kid down and hands the sword back to her. And she takes the kid to a doctor. The doctor happens to be the master swordsman they're looking for. And he's like, "Oh, this is the Muramasa. Cool." And she's like, "Yeah, I hear it's cursed. I want to remove the curse so I can use it." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. What you'll have to do is it's like a haunted house. You have to spend the night with it. Don't fuck it. Just spend the night with it, and then resist the urge to kill. After you spent time with it." So like during the night, the old man comes in, grabs the sword. Baesan.
Yeah. Yes. So they kind of drug her. They drug Emu to like put her to sleep, and he's like, "Now just toss that sword in the fucking well. Let's not even deal with this shit."
Which she tries to do, and then starts tripping balls, seeing bats everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, and so she's trying to cut these bats down, and Emu/Fuchinran somehow manages to wake up after being drugged because Baesan is tripping balls here. She's about to cut Fuchinran, and she just whispers, "Don't hurt me." And the blade stops, just before hitting her, and he's like, "Oh, the sword has chosen her."
Like the Fast and the Furious, it's powered by family.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, cool, yeah. So she
now gets to be a badass.
She now gets to be a badass.
The sword decides it likes her, and now every time she wants to kill somebody, the sword just, kind of does the work for her.
Yeah. She did not need to do any training. The sword just does everything. The sword wields her, not the other way around.
But it likes her. That's fine. She's now the tiger finally has her fangs.
Yeah.
And also the two baby tigers on her chest, which represents the children that she cannot have. Which we also find out. I don't know if it's ever mentioned in the anime, but in the manga, during the whole Freeman is captured and they're trying to do the whole Double's got to learn, and he's so they also reintroduce the corrupt cop and the former yakuza lady. They're back. They're now cult members, and so she's the one that now has to bone Freeman so they can learn how Freeman bones. And she's getting real annoyed because he won't come.
Yes,
he just won't. And it is really driving her up the wall. And they discover that he has actually yet gotten the vasectomy. He is like this, he's this everything should be working exactly as according to Keikaku. And he turns her.
Vasectomy wouldn't really change anyways, but that's beside the point.
All according to Bukake Kaku?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of was just like, "Oh, well, you gotta make me want to," essentially. Like, he was just like, I can, but do I want to?
And he uses his Freeman wiles to turn her, and so she's like, finally, just do it. Yes, I'll be your woman. Whatever.
Yes, just do it already.
And she's like, I thought you were mind controlled and drugged. And he's like, look, I'm Crying Freeman. I am the leader of the 108 dragons.
You think this is the first time I've been drugged and mind controlled?
Yeah.
This is amateur hour shit.
Like, this is also not the first time I've had sex with a woman trying to kill me.
And so he switches places with his double.
At some point.
Yeah.
Because the plan, it turns out, is going a little too well.
Yes.
They're like, oh man, this Freeman double we got is killing it. The wife's in on it. Everybody's in on it. This thing's going great. We're taking over.
Everyone's going to be in the cult now. We're the new cult of the world.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up, bear cult.
That's right. Only to be undone when Freeman reveals, like, no, this was me the whole time, dumbass.
See, like, I knew that it was him the whole time, but the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, okay, when did he switch and how did that work?
They never really show or explain when or how the switch is made.
Nope.
That's not important.
Like, the only real confirmation you're given is when he has sex with Wu Ran. She's like, yeah, you're definitely my husband. And also, the Muramasa didn't cut you when I showed it to you, so it knows that you're you. And that was pretty much all the explanation that was given. Anyway.
Oh, also, like, she's, like, in love with him now. Like, the woman that was trying to brainwash sex him is, like, basically down
Presumably she helped him switch places with the
that's
the
what
double.
It was implied. Yeah.
And then the double gets offed by their pro wrestling muscle man.
Yeah. The thing I found, like, weird in the scene was, like, there was, like, the scene where, like, she was masturbating, I guess, because she's down bad for Freeman, and was like, oh, his wife is so pretty, and, like, I'm not, and I'm just kind of like, where did this come from? And you are pretty, just because she's pretty doesn't mean you're not. This is just very strange.
Yeah.
Well,
don't worry, girl, you can still get it.
Yeah.
That one was for the cut queen fetishes out there.
I guess. It's weird. Anyway, the cultists die. Freeman fights Togoku again, but does not finish him off. He leaves that for Bugnug Dark Eyes. She gets her revenge and kills Togoku.
Yes, that was great. I was like, she deserved to be the one to kill that fucker after what he did.
Absolutely.
And at some point, the cult leader guy does some sort of weird chant that melts people's brains.
Yeah.
So actual magic is real in this world.
Yes. Apparently, if you just cover your eyes, it doesn't work on you. Because that's like Freeman just covered his eyes and he was fine.
Yeah. So, it's it's a weird. I believe the manga an actual bear gets involved somehow, though. I forget how.
Yeah, there's an actual bear. Yeah.
I forget how that actually goes down, but Freeman fights a bear.
But he also does agree. She was like, "Can you also take care of my wife and kid?" Which Freeman agrees to, and then we get into the weirdest Metal Gear arc. Pretty following.
That whole scene kind of annoyed me because he was like the other guy who died was kind of just like, oh, I don't understand love. This is like, my love is I would do anything for my wife and she wouldn't be able to live without me and I have a kid. And like, I feel like they're trying to get you to feel bad for him, I guess, but it's like, you raped someone in the beginning of the episode. Why do I give a shit what happens to you? If anything, I feel bad for your wife and kid.
Wait a minute, I was almost sympathetic, then I remember the beginning of the episode.
I remember you dislocating a person's arms and legs so that they couldn't fight back, and you created this hellish scenario.
But Freeman's like, my wife's a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he was just like, no, she's fine without me, which she would be. She would totally be fine without him.
Well, you also find out later that Oshu's wife divorced him.
Oh.
Like,
They never
oh.
mentioned that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, they did not
That's
mention
I
that.
think that's in roughly the last. I can't remember if that got left out or if that's later in the manga.
Like it's near the end of the manga, so they may not have gotten to it. But
Okay.
so as manga spoilers, no, he does eventually. One of the last arcs is he goes to try to take care of her, and she's like, "I don't want your money. I don't want any else money. I want to pay down my own debts my own way. I don't need his money. I don't need your money."
Okay.
Freeman also lets the kid quote unquote beat him up because he killed his dad. So that way the kid can get his grief out that his dad's gone. Like, man, Freeman's a good guy.
Yeah, I'll
But
say that's actually really sweet. That's actually nice.
but then Freeman also does save their butts a few times. Eventually he's like, all right, you know what? I'm joining your family. He goes, great, awesome.
Great.
But that's before then is this the weirdest arc of Metal Gear. Like where, Big Boss has to also deal with the lady who shoots Muppets.
Yep. The horniest woman I have ever seen.
Yeah.
She is down bad all the time. She's probably the most down bad for Freeman out of everyone, and a lot of people are down bad for Freeman.
Yeah, she starts the OVA masturbating to pictures of him, and she does not slow down.
Nope.
She is the leader of the worst named organization in this series, Kidnappers Organization.
Yeah.
KO.
Yeah. They think that calling it KO is really cool, but it's like, what does it stand for? Kidnappers Organization. Why? Should it stand for something different? That's what we do. That's what we are. We're a Kidnappers Organization. KO.
It's right there on the box. It's
Yeah.
exactly who we are.
It's also
Except they're like mostly
really-
ex-Green Beret guys who never
Yeah.
got over Nam,
Yeah.
which sort of dates the anime, but it's,
Yeah, that was like very weird.
The manga came out in 1986. All right,
Yeah,
I'm sure it was
yeah.
very topical
Yeah, at the
for
time.
the time.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just weird because they were like, yeah, we kidnapped kids, and then they kind of just forgot about it, which I guess why, because there was a lot of horniness there, and I was like,
Although I did
involve that.
actually watch this time dubbed just because I figured that was the way to watch it. But it is kind of worth noting in the Japanese version, they keep referring to their Vietnam veterans as Rambos in the Japanese.
Oh, damn.
Oh my gosh.
Just
Yeah.
And in the manga, they're constantly like, yeah, we're Rambos, man. Like, just like in that movie, that's us. We're a whole nation of them because all we know is how to fight and kill, and you can't just go out in the U.S. and just go fight and kill anybody.
And somewhere a young Hideo Kojima is going, really?
We can't go to war against other nations. We got to find other underground, unsanctioned, like illegal organizations to fight instead. So to me, it was like, oh, they're all picking this fight because they're bored.
Yeah. This is literally outer heaven, right? Like, this is supposed to be a place for old soldiers.
It was also weird for me because my biological dad was a Green Beret, so that was very strange.
So many of them aren't Green Berets. They just felt bad that they weren't Green Berets, so they handed Green Berets out to them.
That was very strange because just like them being like, I miss Nam, or like I want to be a soldier, and I'm like, my dad was drafted. He didn't really want to do it. He just kind of had to.
Only thing that gets me off is killing men now.
Yeah.
Like there's a very real thing here, especially here in the South, of like, guys who weren't in the military but want to be, but shouldn't be for reasons. Yes. And it's like this group is kind of like that. It's like those guys who ride around with the Punisher stickers and the Blue Lives flags and everything else, and
some idiot gave these guys actual automatic weapons and like tanks and shit.
Everything's they make a comment like everything here is obsolete, even the men.
Yeah.
And then poor Bayashan, where she's off on her own mission while Freeman's doing his thing, and she finds like the island base where the lady is just shooting up Muppets left and right, just like everywhere, and they think they finally got her cornered, and you find out no, she is actually just someone they hired to shoot Muppets so that Nina Heaven could actually come in out of nowhere to freaking get a hold of Freeman because she's so down bad for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's this whole elaborate plot of, they kidnapped my daughter and we have to get her back.
Yep.
But I know I'm powerful enough to ask the 108 dragons for help. And it really comes around to it. No, they were after Freeman the entire time.
Yes.
They just deliberately went after somebody who would contact him for help.
Yeah, and this is another situation where, like, woman gets Freeman in bed and is really trying to coerce him into having sex with her. But I want to ask you guys, could you fuck if there's a giant picture of you crying being projected on the wall? Because I don't think I can.
No, not really.
Like,
Well, neither could Freeman.
yeah. This isn't working for me. I don't know. This is
That and, like,
uncomfortable.
her organization kidnaps kids, so it's pretty understandable to be turned off by a woman whose organization is I kidnap children.
I'll bang African terrorists, but I draw the line at kidnapping children.
I mean,
right.
Same. I agree with him. I'd be like, you know what? That's a little too much for me. A little too far.
But even though she is turned down by Freeman, that does not stop her from arranging a Coliseum-type fight between one of her, I guess we'll call him a general. I don't know what his actual rank was. But
I feel like
in America,
he could be a colonel just because they're always colonels and not.
Right.
I don't think they drop a name. I don't think they drop a rank, to be honest, or I've since forgotten.
I think it's just her, like, fuckboy, pretty much.
Her number one guy, her number one soldier guy.
Her number one
Larry
champion,
Buck.
Larry Buck, an American.
Buck.
Larry Buck, he came to fuck, but he's also missing part of his genitalia, apparently. He got shot off in the war. That's a real thing. I'm not making that up. I'm not being
she
funny.
mentions that. Yeah, she mentions it.
No, this is canon. This is canon.
So, they fight. She jerks it the entire time. And then at some point, the 108 dragons show up and start dropping grenades literally everywhere. Did you guys ever play Mortal Kombat 3?
I don't think specifically, but
I think it was Robot Smoke that had the fatality where he just drops bombs everywhere and it pans out and the earth explodes and that's the fatality. Like it's really fucking out there. It's really fucking ridiculous. But that's what I was reminded of, seeing all these grenades just drop to the ground everywhere. And it's like, have you just been, masturbating, minding your own business in the middle of like a whole group of people, and just shit starts blowing up?
Yeah, and she didn't even really seem to notice. Like, she was still going at it as these things were blowing up.
In the manga, I should state that when the grenades start going off, she immediately gets decapitated by a grenade while she's doing her thing.
Yeah,
that does not happen in the anime.
Draws it out a little more.
Yeah, it draws it out.
And straight up, like, her head falls onto like the stage, into the ring, and Larry Buck loses it, seeing her decapitated head as Freeman kills him. I believe with a knife to a head as his MO from his foot.
See, that sounds way better than what happened in the anime to me.
Yeah. She tried to shoot him in a way that no one ever handles a gun.
Yeah.
Way out in front. Like all the way out in front. Like that gun is more likely to take her head off than his Freeman.
Yes.
No. In the manga, she died as she lived.
Very
to Freeman.
Yeah. She gets a kiss, but that's it.
Yep. As he stabs her boob. He specifically stabs her boob.
And, Emu gets to kill some guys with her sword. It's fun.
Yeah. And then we have the last one, which I think the consensus here is easily it's the worst one.
Yes.
I mean, almost nobody is in it, except for, in fact, also I wasn't even sure Freeman was Freeman at first in that episode.
Yeah, because his hair sometimes changes from brown to black, and that confuses me, and that happened a lot in that episode.
Well, sometimes nipples go from pink to blue too. Like there's some weird coloring things that happen in this show.
But like most of the Freeman supporting cast is just not present for this story
No.
in the animation, and it's just basically Freeman, and he gets involved with some assassin shit in the Russian mafia. And
Yeah, the Yakuza and the Russian Mafia, like two members of those respective organizations, plot to basically cut out the 108 Dragons, from their racket. Apparently, the lead bad guy in this episode, the Yakuza guy, kidnaps a woman that is vaguely connected to Freeman's past, but is not, at least in the anime, is not made clear at all. It seems to be implied that like they went to school together and they may have dated or something, but that's about it.
It was a very she was his first love in that they held hands in middle school.
No.
That's a hell of a bet I bet Freeman will show up if I kidnap her.
I know, like I don't remember the people I have a crush on in middle school. I wouldn't even know how to contact them.
I do, but it was very traumatic. So I keep that shit with me.
Fair.
I vaguely remember a girl who I quasi dated in grade school because she just decided we were dating one day and then as abruptly decided we weren't. But I couldn't even tell you her last name now.
That sounds very grade school dating, though.
This is very insightful to me. I'm like, oh, people don't remember this? Okay, but there's probably not like trauma attached to it. So
yeah.
Anyway, this one kind of sucks. This one just kind of sucks.
I mean,
there's a lot of sex.
Yes, a lot.
More than probably the rest of the other episodes.
Yeah, they went hard on that, and there's more gore in this episode too.
Yeah,
but not a lot of intrigue.
I feel like the high point is the Russian mafia boat getting blown up by the dragon sub. Just because that was kind of awesome. But that's.
I feel like it was also a lot less silly. I feel like they were trying to be more serious, which made it much more a drag to watch.
Yeah, unfortunately, and then like in the epilogue, he goes back to Buchin Ran and is like, maybe I'm not totally evil. Maybe I've got like a little light in my heart left, and I'm
just like more sex.
What in this episode established that exactly?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's like a weird undercurrent is like the light inside.
Yeah.
It gets mentioned a few times.
Yeah, he said something like he dropped one of his knives and he was like, well, I have to drop this one because I have to fight two people. I have to fight you and the killer and myself, or just like something like that.
0 sense.
Yes.
It's like we have like no indication that Freeman is having like some inner conflict about killing these people other than the habitual crying that he was hypnotized to do. He seems to kill pretty willingly and freely.
Yeah, that was the thing I did notice, that in the second half, once he became the leader, it was kind of like he killed willingly. It wasn't like I'm forced to do this.
Well,
it was like
here I go killing again.
Yeah. Well, one of the lines here is he's like, the 108 Dragons is my family, and I won't let anyone hurt my family.
Yeah.
It's just a bore.
Yes.
Like the kidnapping plot in the anime goes nowhere. Like he barely mentions the girl. He's like, oh, that's so and so, and then that's like the only comment he has about it the entire time. They kidnap her, and she's like, who are you? And when he finally rescues her, she's like, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm just an old killer. Kojima had to have watched Crying Freeman, right? Like there's some fucking Kojima ass lines in this.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure if I feel it's an improvement or a minus that the femme fatale murder lady in this particular episode wears a transparent bodysuit for the final fight as opposed to being actually naked.
Yeah.
She is very pale. She is an Inuit, I believe.
So they tell us.
Yeah, they use a nice old slur to describe it.
They use a very popular slur. just as a quick aside, I went into Google like what the correct term was because I couldn't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And like the Google search was like half okay, this is the proper word, and the other half is like, other word is not a slur. And I'm like, okay, sure, guys. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and go on this safe side where
Yeah.
nobody is saying that this term is offensive, and I'm gonna go with that.
I can say that in the manga, it does definitely feel like a ramping down approach in the final bit of story arcs, because and same idea for this happening in the manga is it's portrayed as Freeman. He is coming back just to remember the times before he became Crying Freeman, and apparently this thing's happened where he came back. He's like, yeah, that was a bad idea. I had to kill more people, and this was. Yeah, they can't know me. This didn't work out. He then has to fight. He then fights a group I thought was a really interesting idea of assassins that were referred to as the Town, where it's like a whole bunch of people. The idea is that like there's like 20 of them that infiltrates an area, so that way they can kill their target in multiple different ways, and you don't know who's actually one coming for your life.
Oh,
which was cool. Neat.
Yeah, that does not show up in the anime.
No, yeah,
the anime does. It's got the guy with the razor get-up shoes who is sort of neat. I do remember him for the manga.
Vic Mignogna.
Yes.
But he gets to die.
Glad he's dead. But it has this great moment where, like, this old lady who you wouldn't think of as an assassin, but that's the trick of the town group, is that she comes at him with a flamethrower, but she doesn't actually kill him. He kills her because he's coated himself in concrete. So it does.
Oda definitely saw this. Oda definitely read that.
It definitely still ends on a wilder note than any other assassin manga would probably end on. But
yeah, this one does not do that.
But yeah, it definitely does. It is razor good dude, and
yeah, that's the sad part. Is the last episode of the anime is definitely very toned down from the rest of the series. That it suffers for it.
Yes.
Yeah, because lady who has the bodysuit, like she's supposed to be an example of we think she can totally do it, and Freeman's like, no, this is amateur hour. Why do you think I couldn't see in the dark? Why?
Yeah, your skin was so pale. I could see you in the dark.
Yeah, that whole
it's even like her big thing is that she can see in the dark. She has really good dark senses, and they gave him a gun that's supposed to let him shoot, but the gun's energies will run out before he has a chance to shoot her, and he still gets her with a knife. And she's like, "How?" He's like, I'm a trained assassin. Of course I can operate in the dark. What were you thinking?
The thing that's why in the anime,
I took 3 levels of Ranger just to get Gloomstalker.
Yeah, like the thing that happened in the anime was his reasoning for being able to see her was like, "Oh, you're very pasty. I can see you in the dark." That's why, because the outfit didn't cover her hands or her face, and then she has a lot of makeup on. So it's like that. Even that would also make it easy to see the dark.
Yeah, and they do not evolve her character whatsoever. They don't mention that she can see in the dark or all this other stuff. She is literally a fuck toy for
she just fucks him. Yeah, the whole time. All she does is every time she comes up, she goes up to the guy and is just like, basically is like, I'm horny, fuck me. Like that's like what her whole character is.
In the car and the horns going off all the time. I mean.
Yeah. The other guys in his gang are kind of waiting around for them to get done so they can actually go do something.
And he just sits there except the last time where they had sex, he kind of just sits there and is like,
he's doing the Golgo 13.
Yeah, pretty much. Like he's not moaning or smiling or anything. He's just kind of sitting there. And I was like,
appear to enjoy sex at all, I am less of a man.
Yeah.
Well, there's the one where they fucking dude pulls out the gun and
that was the only time. That was the only time that he was like, "Ooh, now I'm enjoying sex."
Yeah, it got real weird for a second.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was gonna happen, and
I thought he was gonna shoot. I thought he was gonna put it in her cooch and shoot through that. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
That was the implication for a second.
Yeah.
Although, I think for weird sex bonus shout out is for the live action movie when you've got like the cop and there's like the cop who's after him in the first arc, and you've got the wife of the yakuza boss, and they have a little scene where she like gets a compromising picture of him with her naked, and she's like, "If you screw a mafia boss's wife, they'll kill you for sure. You'll never get away." And he's like, "Okay, well, then I might as well actually do it." And she's like, "Okay." And they just bang in a closet. Yeah,
That is pretty close to the anime. But the anime, it was more that she was like, I still want to bang you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Look, that we have the blackmail pictures,
Yeah, we might as well actually do it.
But, it's like, I don't know. It's because, see, I watched episode 6, and then the magical One Piece way I got the episodes also came with the live action movie as part of it.
I think we got the same one because mine did.
And so I was like, I'm going to check this out. I joked about it. I'm going to actually watch it. And it was a nice palate cleanser for episode 6.
Which of course ends with more sex.
Yeah.
But it's Freeman and his wife doing it, and he's saying like, "Oh, you're the life of my life. You're inside me," which is really funny given the context of the scene.
Given the context of the scene.
Like nobody. That's the other way around.
Yeah.
It's like,
which that is near the end of the manga as well. That same scene does occur.
Yeah.
But what I thought was really nice was the final 2 pages of the manga. Freeman just had to he killed the last of the people that were trying to give the 108 Dragon shit. And so he comes in, to the room. He's crying as Crying Freeman does, and she pulls out a handkerchief and wipes away his tears.
Yeah, which is what they did when they first met. She pulled out a handkerchief and dried his tears.
Yeah, so
it's a good book ending there.
Manga ends on a good, a good. So I'm gonna give it 1. So I'm gonna push on through and say my awesomes out of awesomes. I'm gonna go first this time. And I'm gonna give it 1 handkerchief wiping away the tears of a man who doesn't really shed the tears anymore because he's perfectly happy being the leader of the 108 Dragons.
I will give it 69 awesomes out of awesome.
Nice.
Oh, 2 perfect tiger titties out of awesome.
I'm gonna say like 2016s out of awesome.
Oh my god.
Probably was 20 to be honest.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But it's a wild ride. Yeah.
And again, remember, if you're interested, you can go right the hell on out and buy it on Blu-ray.
Discotheque. We love that.
Yeah. So it's basically guaranteed to be the best possible version that you could get. I believe I believe it has both the manga UK and the streamlined dubs, as well as of course Japanese with regular subtitles, and I'm sure the character name pronunciations and spellings will vary wildly between them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Because Chinese is hard.
I want to go back and listen to the manga dub. I want to see what that one's like. I want to see if it's more New York voices going fucking A.
You just have to assume there's going to be more swearing, but
what the fuck? That's going to be the whole thing.
Gonna go get some pussy.
Yeah, go get some pussy.
All right, everybody. This has been the OSMcast. We are edited by the lovely Anna Berchekis. I'll try to minimize the number of things I say about her in front of her husband. Also make sure to follow us on the social medias at OSMcast on every social media platform. And make sure to find us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, all the algorithmic bullshit. Also, you can find me on all the socials at J5islive, J the number 5. The letter J, the number 5 is live. Basil, where can people find you?
Pretty much everywhere at It's Basil Time.
Kevin, hit me with some socials.
I feel like people should probably be looking for me now at rebelrobo.bluesky.social. I am Twitless_Kevin on Twitter, but I'm trying to phase away from Twitter.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah, join us on Discord. Like that way you can talk to all of us. And Abby, where can folks find you?
I mainly use Blue Sky, so you can find me on greenkremlin.bluesky.social. That's usually where I am. I said goodbye to Twitter like months ago.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll do another one of these soon, and make sure to check out all the rest of our shows: Carbuncle Chronicle, awesome interviews, what the hell ever else we've got in the hopper.
And our YouTube pages.
Yes,
Yeah,
YouTube.
Yeah.
Where all the kids actually are.
Yeah.
And we've got some
Kids,
of our
don't watch
episodes
Crying
uploaded.
Freeman.
Yeah,
Kids,
Our
you can
episodes are
watch-
too long for TikTok, but they're long enough for YouTube.
Kids, you can watch this, but don't watch Crying Freeman.
It's fine. It's whatever, man. Live your life. We're not your kids. We're not your parents. They're not our kids.
Yeah, I was fucking 12 when I saw it, so whatever.
yeah.
I'm trying not to get in trouble.
Oh,
All right, guys. Thank you.
okay.